of school about 1980, you know, and I went to Cuba. It was a cultural exchange where we learned the techniques in making bricks down in Cuba. Excellent builders with bricks. Quite an experience. Quite an ordeal down there. Beautiful. And after that I went to Barbados and we did some work in clay down in Barbados. Glad for the experience. We went to St. Lucia, the same. Down in St. Lucia we actually work into a clay factory. And we spent a couple months there making bricks. Well, working with clay, pottery, you know, it strengthens your mind, body and spirit. It's something that it keeps you forever young. And you're always thinking. You're never on an edge. Your creativity is always on a high. And once you touch the clay, there is always newness. Something is coming new. And therefore, you know that clay is an excellent product to work in. But as for the funds that you get from it, you know, that is minimal, because people, they don't know how much work you have to put in to really produce a piece of pottery. And they have a wide variety also. Down in Trinidad, we spent a couple months down in Trinidad aggregates where we learned their technique also in making bricks, and we taught them to make clay pots in that with the tabletop methods, coil, slab, pinch pot, all kind of pots. So it was very interesting to them. We just had a good time, you know, and you always have a good time when you're working in clay, no doubt about it. From there, you know, we had experience in Germany where we showed some of the potters in Germany how to do tabletop methods, because everything there is usually press button, you know, where they have everything prepared and they just mix and whatever. When we started to show them from scratch how we mix clay, strain clay, big surprise. Jamaicans and some other students went, and some other personnel from Clays of Jamaica. So that is why I say we, because we usually travel in groups down in Puerto Rico and Cuba. That was a real cultural exchange. I also went to Norway, where I had an exhibition. And we left Norway on the big Jerry liner ship and went down into Germany, various parts of Germany. At that time I was the production manager for Mystic Revelation.
What is Mystic Revelation?
Mystic Revelation, dancers and drummers, Count Ozzy, son and group. And let me tell you something, I had 2 exhibitions down there. Very fruitful, very successful. I also traveled to England, and we had a show down in England also. A small show, but interesting. And let me tell you something, some of our pots got missing, some boxes of pottery that we can't find till now. But we worked through with what we had, and we mystify the people, you know, because they have the fine porcelain and we have the strong, rough, spiritual clay pot that was just maddening. I also did some studies in Panama where we did archaeology, where we had to, at the Instituto Nacional de Cultura, we also went over to the Panama University, where we did some stuff. But at the Instituto, we delved into the clay and we were doing restoration. So I did a course in restoration and conservation of ceramic and archaeology. We also did
Three little birds fixed by my doorstep.
right down there in Panama. What a Panama, what a place. Historical place. We have a lot of traditions, schooner Indians and all manner of people. As a matter of fact, you know, down in Panama, I had to teach one of the classes in tabletop methods because boy, this teacher from Mexico that was teaching the restoration, she said, no man, you must have done ceramic before. But at the time I was going to School of Art and the lessons at School of Art was next to perfect. So we just knew a lot more than the other persons from various countries. We taught the class and overall I had the highest mark for sure, and I was the only English speaking person there. So most of the things that came in Spanish, I had to sit down and translate them, and that is where I started to wear glasses. Isn't that a joke? Yes. Okay, I learned a little Espanol, muy bien, very good. But I learned a lot with the restoration because what we did, on a normal case, you know, like you have a broken pot, maybe you put it aside and don't bother with it. But because I learned restoration, I brought it back at Clays of Jamaica, and we were restoring pots to normal, restoring, and that was a good idea. And after that I got several pots from a curator from the British High Commission, pots that they value very highly, and I restored some of those, which, you know, I got good accreditation for those things because they were so impressed with the work done. Well, the restoration products that they use in Panama to do the restoration, we just didn't have those products in Jamaica. So what I did, I make do and try to find other materials that would work just as good or better than their material. So we started to do restoration full scale.
So these ventures though, how were they funded?
Okay, for the Panama study, that was a Becker. I got a scholarship because I got the highest mark in the entire graduation. What do you call that?
Batch?
Yeah, in the entire graduation, man. I just blew it up. Yeah. So I got the scholarship. I went to Panama and did those studies. And it did me good. It was an OAS scholarship, Organization of American States. They paid all the tuition, everything. Boarding, per diem, everything was paid for.